The Purifier is undeniably one of the best weapons in Helldivers 2, regardless of the faction, enemy composition, or even the mission type. We'll be going over the weapon in detail and highlighting some solid tips and tricks that you can take with you into your next dives. But before we do, let's discuss a question that I know will likely be pressing on any Helldiver's mind. But what about the Scorcher? Old Faithful, El Scorcho, the absolute goat of the primary weapons. This debate is often seen roaring away within any Helldivers 2 community, and honestly, they are so damn similar in certain ways, it isn't surprising that you often find the topic being a very divisive one. The Scorcher has an impressive fire rate, medium armor pen, and a very tasty 200 damage, giving it the ability to deal with all kinds of situations with style and flair. A common snagging point and complaint, though, is the requirement to run it with a supply pack, and I would be inclined to agree. The Scorcher can often feel very ammo starved, especially if you really want to throw down with it. But with that being said, the Purifier is still regarded as a better choice of weapon with a rapid fire rate, better ammo economy without a supply pack being required, 500 damage, and perhaps most importantly, the ability to charge up shots and stagger AoE enemies with ease. On paper, the fire rate looks highly advantageous on the Purifier, but in reality, that doesn't really translate into actual gameplay. Both weapons are incredibly fast firing. The strength of the Purifier is actually the weapon's ability to do large chunks of damage via AoE splashes when you charge the weapon up, and by and large, this should be the preferred choice of firing if you want to get the most bang for your buck when using the weapon. I would say that if you want to get the Purifier truly purring, you need to be very mindful of your shot placement, always prioritizing taking down as many enemies as possible with single charge shots to exacerbate the improved ammo economy previously discussed. With this in mind, if you try go toe-to-toe with the Scorcher on a solely single shot firing metric, the Scorcher is just a much more reliable workhorse in that sense. Both the Scorcher and the Purifier are absolutely S-tier choices, and I really do think the Scorcher is a sublime weapon to use. In fact, until fairly recently, I would have said the Scorcher was easily better, given that it's just simpler and more traditional to use, and if you're wanting the easy life, I would still say take this weapon as your weapon of choice. What are your thoughts on this, folks? Are you Team Scorcher or Team Purifier? What are your reasons? Sound off in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's focus on the sheer beauty and obliteration the Purifier provides, going faction by faction. First up, the Illuminates. As voteless group up into very large bunches, it is incredibly obvious that the Purifier absolutely rocks them with its AoE charge shots, either one-shotting them or CCing them very well indeed. I often take the dagger sidearm for voteless because they melt easily, but you can deal with these with the Purifier obviously. The Purifier is capable of taking out a flesh mob in around 4 to 5 shots, and I believe that this is based on how centrally you place your shots, but I could be wrong. This is far from comfortable, but it is definitely more than capable. I would likely opt to pair this with something that is a little bit more capable in this department though. The Purifier can also deal with stingrays, provided you have your tracking nailed down, but given how large the target is, you shouldn't have any struggles here. Much like flesh mobs, harvesters can be taken down with an AoE attack, but I wouldn't really bother and would stick to something with more punch and value in the support weapon section for this job. It's also incredibly useful against overseers and against watchers. Charge shots, rock them. If you hit the jetpacks on overseers, if you're coming across those ones as well, folks, you will make very short work of them. All in all, the Purifier, provided it's paired with a worthy support partner, is an excellent primary weapon to deal with the Illuminates safely and effectively. Moving on to the Terminids, again, AoE and CC is a huge bonus here, and this is further compounded by the option to use the single shot functionality to tap less well-protected enemies such as hunters and warriors as they get too close to you, therefore negating the danger of being AoE damaged. The same can be said for Predator bugs. Single shot mode and rapid firing is decent against these too. But it is the charge shot yet again that wins outright here, cleaving down large groups of lesser enemies with ease. Smallies, hunters, warriors get clapped in one shot, and if not staggered and open to take a second shot easily. They typically group together, so it's very, very simple. Hive guards also get clapped. One of the biggest obstacles Helldivers face when dropping in is a bile seed map when facing against the Terminids, and this isn't the case with our friend the Purifier. You can completely overcome this choice because you delete spewers with 2 well-placed shots, and if they're stacked together, this result obviously compounds. So actually, spewer seeds is a dream for a Purifier user. Spray down flappies or send well-placed charge shots to bring them down in groups, really powerful. It can also do work against Shrieker nests and Spore turrets, which is a really nice touch as well. But what is really great about the Purifier is that it has the ability to deal with Bile Titans if you crack their shoulder armor and then land a charge shot on said shoulder. It can take down Impalers in around 6 charge shots to the more, and it can 3-shot a charger in the rear weak spot, something that is much easier to achieve now that we have the Void backpack on our side as well. All in all, this weapon is an absolute monster to use against Terminids, a truly S-tier choice. Despite Helldivers running on a fairly old game engine, it never ceases to amaze me how utterly epic and beautiful this game can look. The sinews exploding everywhere when we torch a little squirmy Terminid to death, it all just looks absolutely insane. That's why I'm excited to be partnering with Apex Gaming PCs. If you're thinking about upgrading your setup, Apex Gaming PCs has got you covered. Whether you need a high-powered rig for massively demanding games like Monster Hunter Wilds, or you just want things to run buttery smooth, they've got pre-built and custom systems that can handle it all. Plus, there's some solid discounts going on right now, so if you've even been considering an upgrade, now is a great time to check them out. And don't forget to use code FaZe at checkout for a 5% discount. The links are in the description below. When it comes to raw stopping power, the Purifier proves itself to be an absolute menace on the battlefield, especially against automatons. It's capable of taking down Devastators in just 2 charge shots, and if you are shooting heavy Devastators with their shields, it can take them down in 3, even if you're hitting the shield, folks. It's a different story if you're hitting the weak spots, of course. That is still a 2-shot, which is really, really nice. This makes it one of the most efficient weapons when dealing with these heavily armored threats. Talk about ammo economy. Against lower tier enemies, your typical trash mobs, eliminating them with a single shot, and due to its generous area of effect, you can send swathes of these crashing to the ground instantly. Speaking of AoE, the Purifier doesn't just deal splash damage, it obliterates. 3 well-placed shots to the rear vent of a Hulk will bring that crashing to the ground, and similarly, gunships are no match for this weapon either. 2 shots to 1 engine sends these spiraling into oblivion, making the Purifier a surprisingly reliable option for airborne threats. Its effectiveness also doesn't stop there. The Purifier is also exceptional at disabling mechanical threats such as tanks and turrets. When aiming at vents, it can clap them in around 3 to 4 shots depending on where you place them, turning what can sometimes be prolonged encounters into very quick and decisive wins. Check out this next video, it's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.